welcome to African Farming. I am in Limpopo where Tshepiso Mametja and her family farm with lots of vegetables, as well as fruits, cattle, and small livestock. It must be hard to keep track of all these different commodities, but as the saying goes, a boer maak 'n plan. So let's go meet her.
Tshepiso Isabel Mametja was 6 years old. Her parents farmed on communal land with mangoes, tomatoes, and cabbage. Her father Rex and mother Constance passed on their farming knowledge and experience to Tshepiso, who in turn is passing this love of the land on to her own daughter Trichardtsdal and to her brother's children. Together, this tight-knit family is running a successful and incredibly diverse farming operation here on Maswela Farm in Trichardtsdal, Limpopo. This fertile land boasts mangoes, petipans, baby marrow, green beans, baby corn, baby jams, tomatoes, peppers, cabbage, cattle, goats, and sheep.
So you grew up on your parents' farm, which was on communal land. How was your childhood, and also what were your responsibilities on that farm?
My father started farming from 1992. So during school holidays, we would work on the farm. He would give us responsibility. My responsibility was to sell mangoes to hawkers, see how he farmed on cabbage and tomato, because that was his main focus.
And now you have your own farm, which you are leasing, and your parents are living with you and helping you on your farm. So what are they doing? What's their role?
We sat down and agreed on giving each other's responsibilities. My responsibility is to go all out there and do marketing. And my father and my mother's responsibility on the farm is to monitor and field work.
And how's your relationship with them on the farm?
We work very well because my father is a very stubborn man. But at the same time, I'm learning a lot of things from him because he has a lot of experience. Hence, I said he started farming from 1992. So with field work, he's excelling very well. And I excel very well with theory. So theory and experience combined makes a success.
And you guys complement each other very well.
Yes.
Nice. So being a daughter to your mom and dad, of course, you've learned so much from them. But you have a daughter yourself. What kind of lessons are you passing down to her that you've learned from your parents?
What I do, I practice exactly what they've taught me. During school holidays as well, she comes on field as well. She works. My father always motivates her that if you work like this, you'll get a salary. She comes to the farm. She works also on the farm.
Oh, that's lovely. Passing it down. It's going to be from generation to generation.
Yes.
You can clearly see that Tshepiso has a close relationship with her family, and they play such a crucial role to her success and to the farm indeed. So I would like to see some more Tshepiso. Please, let's go. And I'd also like to go meet them. Shall we go?
Yes.
Tshepiso's father, Rex Mametja, is a living legend among farmers in the area. He is not only Tshepiso's mentor, but plays an integral role in the day-to-day running of the farm, from planting right through to harvesting and quality control.
I spoke to my daughter very hard that farming is not a child's play. It needs hard work in concentration. You have to put your food into the land. In Afrikaans, they'll say, "Die successful boer is you be in the land." If you are not here every day, that's what I taught her, you may not make it. She is farming better than me. She is attending many courses. We did not know that there's what we call a local compliance or a global compliance. So she has done all those levels. We take the old system that I practiced with what she's now doing. We combine that and we are making a success. I am happy in the way she has done. I don't think if the minister comes here or whoever comes from the department or even the president, he will be very much impressed here about the production in the way we're doing. I am proud of her in the way she achieves. They even spoke to me that your daughter, she's doing well. We are prepared to extend the contracts. And those guys that are exporting our stuff.
Mara, Nigeria, even no one or Papa Ogena, I know Ratom spoil. Kurnago, Angia, Larry, Richamadi business. You know, Murutagore, Abonegore, Nale, the Papa, Jerry, Dira, Diraing. Canavana Lori, Gumano Lori, Gumutua, Togomela, Bonore, say, Gasi, Salamaragas, dear. Tshepiso Mametja Diragona. Se Vikinya Gavana Udile. Plus ye kholo, and then I tla khole gore le batho ba ka kwa ba mo thuse gore polase be kholo re bona le gore na re tshwana le ba di polase tse ding.
They say many hands make light work. When we return, we'll find out how Tshepiso uses all these helping hands at her disposal to run this diverse operation. Welcome back, Mzansi. No farmer can do the work by themselves, especially with the big workload. And Tshepiso Mametja has her work cut out for herself with all these different commodities on her farm. Tshepiso, at the moment you're harvesting, and this is with all your crops, and you have so many of them. Why don't you give us a run through of what they are?
Okay, currently I'm harvesting baby veggies, which are baby corn, baby marrow, yellow petit pen, green petit pen, baby jam, green pepper, green bean, and then tomato as well.
Wow, that is actually quite a lot. It's a big variety. Was this always the plan to diversify like that? Because I understand you also have livestock, or did this happen gradually?
No, this happened gradually, but this was in my expansion plan because where I started, I started with my dad. We only started with tomato and cabbage. So as we are working, we have learned a lot, and as the business grow, that's what lead us to grow such big commodities.
Wow, what would you say are the benefits and sometimes the challenges of having so many of them?
The benefit is that it also helps us to help the community to sustain their jobs. And then again, it also helps us to meet the demand.
Let's talk about market.
Okay.
I want to know, you sell to a big retailer, right? And then you also sell to the community. Tell me about that process and the challenges of having to find the proper market for your produce.
I'm commercial, but I would say I'm emerging. I'm also working with big retailers. The big challenge is you have to supply them every day, the right quantity, the right quality. And also the big challenge is I have to go out and work with walk-in clients. I go out there and sell in the street as well. Yes, but my biggest dream is to also have a good market to export out there.
Nice. Speaking of the community, how many people work here for you?
Actually, we having 150 employees because I'm dealing with 6 weeks vegetables, and there are different commodities. So each and every commodity requires a lot of people. Like green bean, we require 70 employees. So yeah, and baby corn plus minus 20. Tomato requires 40 people. And the baby veggies that I'm dealing with, you need to have people picking every day, because once you miss a day, then the product changes from the specification. Then it's no longer complying to the quality that they want.
And as you did say, consistency does matter.
Yes.
And these are all seasonal workers that come during harvesting?
No, they're all permanent, because what I do is I harvest all throughout the year. I plant every Monday, which sustain me for the whole year. So my products last me for 6 weeks, 6 weeks. So it's until the end of the year, so and so.
Oh, that's a good plan.
So it's actually permanent. I can't say seasonal. Seasonal is only on orchards because I'm also having orchards. But orchards also we hire normally 50 people on its own besides what I do now because it's from October, November and December, yeah.
You have quite a big team. Jeez, and a big operation, understandably so.
Yes.
And I'd like to take a tour, so let's go.
Okay.
It certainly is a big undertaking requiring expert planning. But everyone has to start somewhere, and what you see now is the result of many years of hard work.
So you took over the farm in 2014. How was the soil condition?
So what we did, go to soil specialist, I test the soil, I told our soil is right and it ready, it's fertile because the previous owner na had tomato. He has never planted the baby veggie. So what we did, go ratoma against a tractor, yeah, disca, yeah, reaper, and then we started planting. Then we layer the drips because we're not drip irrigation. We're not using center pivot. And then what we do, we're also using a borehole water.
Why drip irrigation?
Okay, system ya drip irrigation ke bona intusha haholo because ke khona go maintain measurement wa metsi a dropping on the vegetable jaga because also center pivot I've realized so income metsi a mangata from the ground metsi a rona, and then again drip irrigation you can layer the whole farm.
Okay, and Kiabona hape you have open field. Why did you choose to do that instead of putting your vegetables in the tunnel?
The tunnel, it's not like I chose not to have them, but lack of capacity in terms of finance at the moment nisang alawi, but that will be in my future plan because the tunnel di khona go nthusha go sustain a lifespan ya di vegetables jaga because ge di le ka ra tunnel o avoid a lot of risks like the insects, letsatsi o bona dilo tse swale le ge go na le di storm, so I khone ba affect product ya how.
You talk about the issue of affordability and now mechanization, Leona, it comes in with an open field. You'd need to have equipment to help you in order to increase your productivity, and then affordability becomes an issue. Now, how do you balance the two?
At the moment, because I realize that I can so fitly stages so I can have the equipment kaofela. Ona le program e loring ke sebetsa le yona ya di big retailers ba re thusha ka dilo tsa tsona di tractor and so on, but that is also kara expansion plan ya rena gore re kgone go ba le our own because it's very difficult to go ba a commercial farmer with now all the implements because ija most of our profit. Yes.
Now let's move on to something very exciting. You went to China to study there for a little bit. Tell me what you were doing there and how that knowledge is being used here on this farm.
Ke tsamaile ka China in 2019 from August till November. Ne ke le training ka ko ke ira training ya forage processing, which is, remember I go buletse wena ka gore ke ira baby veggie ba e bitsang gore ke baby corn. So while ke le ka China ne ke le go trainer ka ena gore ke kgone go transform into feeds because na ke dila le ke na le the small stock animals, which is ke di kgomo le dinku le dipudi. So ke processa dijo tsela then ke feeda dilo tsa ka gore di kgone go meet demand ya a grade A meat mo di butchering le mo di abattoirs and so on.
Okay. Tshepiso, this is quite an impressive operation. I know you want more going forward. What are your future plans?
My future plans is to see myself going global, Lindy. And also having my own pack houses, exporting my products, also sustaining jobs to our local people forever. Cheers.
Oh, cheers to that. Mzansi, when I started this journey, I promised you a 7 colors Sunday feast. And I think I served you all of that on Tshepiso's farm. There was so much color, so much variety. And now I think I'm starting to feel hungry. When we come back, our experts in studio will give us all advice on diversification, soil preparation, and how to access the right market for your produce. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Mzansi, to African farming. There is a lot we can all learn from farmer Tshepiso Mametja's operation. She has learned from the experience and wisdom of her mentors, her parents, and through hard work has grown the family business. In studio, we have gathered some experts to give us all advice on listening to changing markets, adapting to soil conditions, and being open to diversification. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
Joining us in studio is Madume Ramakgopa from Tzaneen. Welcome.
Thank you, Lindy. It's fantastic to be here.
Albert Kotsia from Rovik Africa. Hello, Albert.
Good day, Lindiwe. It's a great opportunity for us to be here.
And Praveen Dwarika from Lemang. Praveen, it's good to see you.
Thanks, Lindy. Happy to be here.
Right, let's get straight to it. Tshepiso has big offtake agreements with a major retailer and also sells directly to the community. Now, Praveen, what are the pros and cons of offtake agreements versus open market sales?
So offtake agreements give you a good guarantee of your product being sold to a particular market. And that's a big advantage that you have is no matter how much you grow of a specific quantity and quality, you always have a ready market available for you. But there is a disadvantage in that you're not always able to compete for the best possible price. And that's where the open market plays a significant role because the power sits with you insofar as how you want to market your products insofar as pricing, etc. And you also have the benefit of being able to generate cash immediately selling in the open market, whereas a retailer may give you specific credit terms under which they pay. Although that's not an obstacle to the business, but it can sometimes affect your cash flow. And that's where farmers need to get a little bit creative in either negotiating terms that are closer to delivery insofar as payment is concerned, or use an opportunity, for example, to do either invoice discounting or speak to your financial institution to be able to provide you with certain structures where you can probably release cash earlier from your deliveries that you've made to retailers. So there are distinct advantages between the two. You know, one gives you the security of a market, the other one gives you the comfort of knowing that you can maneuver when it comes to your pricing and your terms. So, you know, it's nice in this instance that there's a balance between the two, where you have that comfort, but you have the negotiating power as well. And I like that about our operation. It's really well balanced.
And it really helps that she has a diversified operation.
Absolutely. So good cash flow management, as well as having the benefit of the best of both worlds.
Yes. Now let me go to you, Madume. Madume, what are the benefits of having a variety of crops?
Look, although having a diversified crop assortment comes with additional management, the benefits far outweigh the challenges in that it gives you a broader offering to the market, and it mitigates your risks in terms of if there is certain challenges on a particular crop, at least you are a lot more broadened and diversified in terms of your product offering.
I want to now touch on good cash crops. Give us an example of those.
In this particular example, it would be a crop like baby zucchinis. In this case, they're growing zucchinis. It's quite a quick crop into production. Although you've got your longer crops like tomatoes, which take a little bit longer into production, you've got a crop like zucchini, which generates that bit of a cash flow in the beginning, but it also keeps you long in the production cycle. So if you look at it over an entire season, you've got several crops that are constantly coming in, and it keeps good relationship with your market, because at least you've got constant product that you're supplying throughout the year, versus coming in with one product, you are in at a certain point and then from there you are out. But at least this way you've got continuity of product, which is also beneficial for your labor because you're keeping your farm running.
Of course. All right. And also, in order for you to keep those crops, you need good soil. Albert, in the previous episode, we did talk about the importance of prepping your soil. Now, let's talk in the context of vegetables. What are the benefits of preparing your soil then?
Lindiwe, yes, what a good story to hear. And to grow vegetables is so exciting and it's so interesting. We can supply a small-scale farmer with an implement, what we call a rotavator, where you can add different attachments to that rotavator to do different land preparations. Only one example is potatoes. They love to grow in a friendly, soft environment, and we can add attachments onto the rotavator to create that specific area for the potatoes to grow in. And sometimes there's vegetables for raised beds. To change the attachment, we can raise the bed for that specific vegetables.
Now, what are other important factors to consider from planting all the way to harvesting?
One very important factor with vegetables is irrigation. And we can recommend a DIY kit for a small-scale farmer, for a vegetable farmer, to irrigate land without buying more expensive equipment. All that the farmer needs is a water tank, which should be more or less 2 meters high. And the gravity will create the water pressure to feed the irrigation. And even more, if you think spraying herbicides and pesticides, there's an implement or a little sprayer that we call a knapsack sprayer. And with that knapsack sprayer, which is manual operated, you can do herbicides, pesticides. You can even spray your cattle if there's some pest on them.
If I can elaborate, while you're looking at a diversity of crops, it's also essential to make sure that they have similar fertilizer and nutritional requirements, which makes it a lot easier from a management point of view.
All right. Now we're about to conclude, but I'd like to get some closing remarks from each and every one of you. We'll start with you, Praveen.
Yeah, remember your offtake agreements require consistency of quality and quantity. Farmers need to be really aware of that.
Albert, let's get your closing comment, please.
Lindiwe, yeah, I'm so excited on behalf of her because she's in a sector where small-scale farmers really can start with their operation. People have to eat, and you can turn vegetables into a good meal very easily.
Definitely. Madume?
While diversifying on your product, ensure that you maintain the quality of the final product.
Very good point indeed. Thank you so much, experts. I mean, your advice each and every week, what would we do without it? And to you, Farmer Tshepiso Mametja, thank you so much for showing us around your incredible operation and for sharing your story with us. May your produce continue to fill tummies across Mzansi. And you at home, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget that you can engage with us on our social media platforms via the hashtag African Farming. You can also visit our website, africanfarming.com. And remember, we farm better together.